Should we just jump straight into the Xbox stuff? Because I've been chomping at the bit to talk about this.
Yeah, so it's basically the biggest leak in video game history, or I guess has happened in the last week, where massive amounts of documents and unredacted stuff from Xbox's big, Activision acquisition stuff that's been going on for forever. And it turns out that it was their own data, like their own fault that data got leaked. And basically we got like extended internal documents and slides covering Xbox past, present, and future and their plans. Some of it's dated for last year, some of them a couple of years before that, but it's just huge amount of data, so much information that it's just a lot to go through.
So just because I have purposely stayed unaware of this, of course I saw the headlines and I got super excited, but I didn't dive into it on purpose so we could go into it on the show. Give me the top 5 points from this leak. Sorry.
The top 6 main things that you need to know about the massive Xbox leak. Okay, so number 1, there is a digital Xbox Series X refresh due sometimes next year. It's going to double the internal storage. It's going to be more efficient. It's going to use a new 6nm process node for its hardware. It's going to support Wi-Fi 6 for faster network speed, and instead of the box design, it's going to have a cylindrical design, but no disk drive, and for the same price.
Wow.
Number 2 is that the Xbox controller is getting updated as well. It's going to have haptic feedback like PS5's DualSense controller. It's going to have improved build quality. It's going to have Bluetooth support, so it can support more devices. It's going to have modular thumbsticks, so you can actually pop those off and replace those like you can with the Elite controller. Rechargeable and swappable batteries, and what Microsoft is calling quieter buttons.
I wonder what that means.
Exactly. Number 3, and this is probably a massive one, the next generation Xbox is due for release in 2028 is when they're targeting the next console. And it's going to be a cloud hybrid. We can dig into what that might mean. It's going to use AMD's Navi 5 graphics. Just so we know, we're only on Navi 3 at the moment, so I don't even know if this exists.
Wow.
And they're looking at either Zen 6 processing, or up to Zen 4 at the moment, or an ARM CPU. It's going to have an NPU for AI, dedicated AI hardware. They've already put in the words next-gen ray tracing and AI-based super resolution into the documentation, which is obviously similar to DLSS.
Yeah.
Okay, the 4th big thing is that, which is a fun one, is that an email from Xbox head Phil Spencer talked about his plans or him wanting to buy Nintendo. So basically Xbox to buy Nintendo and just say, look, leave the hardware stuff to us. We know what we're doing. You do you, but you do you under the Microsoft banner.
Yeah, I think we talked about that last week, didn't we?
I think something similar, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the final one is just games, which is obviously the fun stuff with leaks is you get to find out about games. And weirdly, these are all limited to Bethesda games. So one of them is a Fallout 3 remaster. Another one is an Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remaster. These are games from the Xbox 360 era. A sequel to Ghostwire Tokyo, which was a PS5 launch exclusive. id Software is apparently working on something called Doom Year 1. And then there's also a new Dishonored game listed. So that's a lot of Bethesda action.
Wow.
There. And I think that pretty much, so that's like the top things.
I'm super excited. So what do you want to jump into here first? Where should we start? Should we start the new console?
Yeah, let's go new console.
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's say Xbox is going to refresh the Series X. So they got the Series S at the moment. It's the Series X and the Series S. So the Series X is the flagship console. It's more powerful. It's got a better GPU in there, and it's got a 4K Blu-ray drive in there, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got the Series S, which is the cut down version. It's like a 1440p console. It's got the same CPU, but just way fewer GPU cores, and it's all digital. And it's their affordable entry point into the next current generation of hardware. So what makes this refresh interesting is that it's an Xbox Series X refresh, which is their flagship console. So this could mean that it replaces the existing one. And what makes that potentially a bit point of controversy is that they're ditching in the disk drive. So no disk drive. They're going to double the internal storage to 2 terabytes. It's going to have like more features like better Wi-Fi, more power efficient because they're switching to a more a 6 nanometer process node, which probably means they're just going to slim the console. Like, you know, they've done that in the past with PlayStation, where they've just used a more efficient, you know, once the generation's been out for a few years, the cutting edge hardware can be produced on, or this, you know, the chips can be produced on smaller process nodes, and then they can release, like, you know, the Slim, like a PS4 Slim or PS.
Well, this is
Slim
a different
or
shape entirely.
Yeah, it's a cylindrical design. It'll most likely be smaller, I think, if it's more efficient and using less power.
Hold on, wait. I just clicked with something. Sorry to cut you off. The Xbox is now cylindrical. The Xbox is now a circle.
I just didn't even put 2 and 2 together until you just.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Who said like that? That's ridiculous.
The circle box.
It's.
What are they doing? Did they mess up?
Why are they called Xbox? They made a cylinder. What? I suppose, like, because it's cylinder means you don't have to. I mean, if it was cylinder, could you even have a disk drive? I mean, I suppose you could.
Yeah, because a disk is a cylinder.
Yeah, I mean that would make sense.
It just imperfectly.
Yeah, yeah, it would, wouldn't it? But it is funny how they're making a cylinder, and like it is called an Xbox. Okay, so let's go to the new Xbox controller. What else do we know?
Like well, I think I covered it because it's basically just a redesign. So it looks a little bit different. It's looks more like the Elite controller, where it's like the top half is white, the bottom it's got like matte black handles. It's got like removable modular thumbsticks. It's got Bluetooth, better build quality. They say it's rechargeable and removable batteries. They kind of like just didn't even bother with that for the current Xbox controller. They just like third parties either release that stuff or you just have to use AA batteries.
Yeah.
So they're going back to that, which is good because like otherwise you just got mounted. You just have to keep buying AA batteries. But I think like it's more of a play for them to actually not focus purely on the console. I think them by adding Bluetooth and wireless, but also dual functionality, so you can be connected to paired to multiple devices. Basically shows that they're going to be like they're serious about cloud gaming. So it's going, you know, so you'll be able to connect it to your TV, to your laptop, to your console, and just switch between devices and play games, either directly or via the cloud. Because like as of now, like most people game on Steam with a controller, with an Xbox controller.